Students will now go through the introduction to exercise 14.2. In this we'll learn how to represent the data. So I have taken the first example. So why we do you need to represent the data in a meaningful way. See, when you look at the data, so as soon as you look at it, it should be understandable by the observer, and it should be easy to fetch an information from that particular given source of data. So for that, representing data is very important. For that, I have taken few examples. The first example is, consider the marks obtained by 10 students in mathematics as given below. See, they have given marks obtained by the 10 students in mathematics as given below. 55, 36, 95, 73, 60, 42, 25, 78, 75, 62. So this is the data which is ungrouped data, and it is not given in a correct order. It is not given in a correct order. See, if I ask you what is the maximum marks scored by a student, again you should go through the entire data to get the information. Even if I ask you what is the least marks scored by a student also, again you should go to the entire data to answer that question. So instead of that, what I do, I'll arrange the given data in the ascending order or a descending order. See, if I arrange the data in the ascending order, which is the smallest, 25 is the smallest, followed by 36, then followed by 42, then 42 is followed by 55, after 55, then 60, then 62, then 73, then 75, then 78, then 95. So this is, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the 10 data has been arranged in ascending order. Now if I ask you a question, what is the maximum marks scored by a student in that particular class? Out of 10 students, what is the maximum marks scored by a student in mathematics? Means directly I will tell 95. If I ask you what is the least marks scored by a student, means 25. So we'll arrange the given data in a ascending order to get the particular meaning to a data. Okay. Now this is one way of representing data. Now the difference between the maximum score and minimum score is 95 minus 25, which is equal to 5 minus 5, 0, 9 minus 2, 70. 70 is the range of this particular data. The difference between the maximum score and the minimum score, or as maximum record minus minimum record, will give you the range. Range is the difference between maximum and minimum record. Okay, maximum record minus minimum record will give you the range. So this is one way of arranging the data. Next way, I'll take one more example. Before that, please note this down. So now I'll consider the second example, wherein consider the marks obtained out of 100 marks by 30 students of class 9 of a school. See, earlier in the data only 10 students the score was there. Now the data has been increased. So data is now, and we need to handle 30 student data. What is that? See, I'll take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60, 70, 40, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Next, 25, 35, 60, 70, 40, 60, 40, 25, 30, 40, 70, 80, 90, 35, 60, 70, 80, 90, 90, 70. This is the data. I have considered some 30 data of a marks obtained by class 9 students. Okay, in mathematics, this is out of 100. So directly, if you present this data directly, can you do any analysis? It will be quite difficult for you to do the analysis. So what we do, now we will arrange this data in a meaningful way. See, if you look at the data directly, it will be very difficult for you to do the analysis. So to make our analysis easier, so we'll improve this data representation. How can we improve it? See, directly if I write the data in ascending order, if I try to figure out, again it will be difficult. What we'll do, we will arrange it in a frequency distribution table. So already you have studied it in the 7th or 8th standard. See, this is marks and this is frequency. So what do you mean by frequency? So the occurrence of a data. So how many times data has been occurred in a particular particular record. See how many times the observation has occurred. See, 30 is an observation. How many times it has occurred? What is the frequency of a 30? 1, 2, 3. 3 is the frequency of 30. So the occurrence of a data, how many times the data has occurred, is nothing but a frequency or repetitive occurrence of a data. So how many times data has occurred is nothing but a frequency of that particular data or an observation. So we'll note down the marks in a ascending order. First we need to note down the marks in ascending order. Then we need to write the frequency. Look at the board. See, first we'll start with 10. How many 10s are there? When you go through all the marks, only 10 has occurred for only one time. There is a frequency of 10. Next, then after 10, we'll go to 20. So next number is 20. So 1. So again we'll go through entire data, only one time it has occurred. Then we'll go to 25. Where is 25? So 25 is here. How many times 25 has occurred? 1, 2, only 2 times it has occurred. Then we'll go to 30. How many times 30 has occurred? See, 1, 2, sorry, 2. Okay, then 3. After that, only 3 times it has occurred. Then we'll go to 35. How many times 35 has occurred? See, where is 35? So 1, 2. Only 2 times it has occurred. Then we'll go to 40. How many times 40 has occurred? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it has occurred. Then we'll go to again. So I'll continue the table here. So marks, frequency. Next observation is 40, 50. 50 is the next observation. 1, 2, only 2 times it has occurred. Next, then we'll go to 60. How many times 60 has occurred? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times it has occurred. 2. Then 70. How many times 70 has occurred? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it has occurred. Then 80. How many times 80 has occurred? Appeared. So 81. 2 times. Then 90. How many times 90 has appeared? So no 90s here. Even in the second row no 90s are there. 2 90s are there here. So when we add, this count should be equal to 30 because how many students ka data we have recorded? 30 students ka data we have recorded. So when we add this, the total should be 30. Then only our table is correct. 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 14, 16, 20, 25, 27, 29. So we missed somewhere. See, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, 14, 16, 20, 25, 29. Somewhere we missed. Earlier, the count was coming out to be 29. But the total strength is 30. So we have recorded 30 observations. The frequency should match with the number of observations. See, 90 we have counted twice. So we need to count it thrice because 3 90s are there. Then frequency will change to 3. So when I add 2, 4, 7, 9, 14, 16, 20, 25, 30. So frequency matches with the total strength or total number of observations. Now, after arranging the data in this particular table, in this particular format, what are the things that you can directly answer? See, how many students have scored 35 marks? So, 2 students have scored 35 marks. How many students, see, if the passing marks is 35, how many students pass the examination marginally? See, 35 is the marginal marks. If they score below 35, so they will fail. So 35 is the marginal marks. How many students have scored? Only 2 students have scored the marginal marks. How many students failed in the examination? 1, 2, 6. Anything below 35 we consider it as a fail. 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. 7 students failed in the examination. So how many students passed in the examinations? If you remove failed students out of 30, 23 is the passed number of students. See, so how many? What is the score? What is the score which has been scored by the maximum number of students? So 70. If you look at the frequency of 75 is the maximum frequency. So 70 is the marks scored by the maximum number of students. So through this, our analysis will become easier. So this is one way of representing data. So next way of representing data, and if the whatever the data that we have collected is huge, so how to read that data, how to analyze and group the data will be studied later. So third example here, 100 plants each were planted in 50 schools during one Mahotsav. After 1 month, the number of plants survived were recorded as. See, on the occasion of one Mahotsav, they planted 100 plants in each school across 50 schools. After 1 month, they went to check the survival rate across the 50 schools. Now, this is the data after recording. So we need to arrange this in a particular format so that it will be easy for us to analyze. So how can we represent it? See, such data, since it has more number of observations, what we need to do, we need to arrange it in the form of groups. So those groups are called class interval, and the least number of the class interval will call it as a lower limit, and the greatest number of the class interval we call it as a upper limit. Okay, lower limit of the class interval, upper limit of the class interval. The difference between upper limit and lower limit, we define it as a size. The group size is nothing but a class interval size. So how to arrange it, I'll show you. So class interval is the first we need to write. Class interval is nothing but number of plants survived, number of plants, then tally marks, then the number of schools, or else we call it as a frequency. Okay, now, so what we do, so we'll consider the class interval from, since 28 is the smallest number, somewhere 98 is the greatest number. So what we can do, so 20 to 29, this is one of the class interval. Next 30 to 39, then 40 to 49, then followed by 50 to 59, then I'll continue here, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, then 90 to 100. So class width is 10 here. So we'll go, in what way we conduct tally marks? See, in between 20 to 29, how many are there? 1. Okay, 1. So look at it. In between 20 to 29, only one school is there. So one count is there. This is the tally count. 1. Frequency is 1. Next, 30 to 39. 1, 2, 1, 2, 32, 39. 3, 4, 3, 4. 5, 5. In between 32, 39. Total 5 are there. 5 is the fixed. Five schools whose planned survival rate is between 30 to 39. Next 40 to 49. So 40 to 49. So 40 to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 are there. Next 50 to 59. 50 to 59. So 50 to 59. 50 to 59. So 50 to 59. 1. 50 to 59. 2. 3. 50 to 59. How many are there? So when we checked, only 3 were there. 3 is the frequency. Next 70 to 79. No, 60 to 69. How many are there? 1. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then 5. 5. 60 to 69. 6. Where is 16? 6. Where we were? 60 to 69 we counted this. 7, 8. 7, 8. 9. 10. 11. 11 are there. What is the frequency? 11 is the frequency. Then 70 to 79. 70 to 79. 70 to 79. 1. 70 to 79. 70 to 79. 2, 3. 2, 3. 70 to 79. 70 to 79. 4. 5. 6. Total 6 are there. Then 80 to 89. 80 to 89. So 80 to 89. 80 to 89. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3. 3, 3, 3. 4. 4, 5. 5, 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. The count is 10. Next. 90 to 100. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 4, 5. 6, 7. Total 7 are there. Now we need to count. The count should be 50. 6, 12, 15, 15, 11, 15, 11, 26, 32, 42, 49. So see, 73 is not marked. 73 will fall in between 70 and 79. Then the count will increase here. So 73 is counted. Now we can count it. 6, 12, 15, 26, 33, 43, 50. Total is 50. See, now we have organized the data. See, in what way it is going to be helpful? See, my question is, in how many schools the survival rate is more than 50%? Then what I'm going to do, I need not go through the data again and again, but I look at the table, the survival rate more than 50%. Okay, 100 is the total count, 50% will be 50. 52, so more than 50 means 3, 14, 21, 31, 38. So in 38 schools, the survival rate is more than 50%. In how many schools? The survival rate is in between 90 and 100. So 100%. See, in 7 schools. So in how many schools the survival rate is less than 30%? In one school, the survival rate is less than 30%. So when you organize the data in this way, so we can easily fetch the data from the given table. So this is the raw data we have arranged in the form of a table using class intervals. See, even when you look at the class interval, these are not continuous. So when we need to go for the continuous class interval, I am going to explain you in the next example. So please note this down. So what is class interval? So the grouping of data, the group is nothing but a class interval. Its least number we call it as a lower limit. Its greatest number we call it as a upper limit. The class width is nothing but the size of the class interval. Tally marks. So while counting, we are going to note it down. This is the frequency. The occurrence of this survival rate in number of schools will give us the frequency. So suppose if I say in between 90 and 100%, what is the, so in how many schools the number of survival rate is in between 90 and 100 in 7 schools. That is the frequency. So this is how this data is going to be helpful. Please note this down. We'll go to the next example. So now fourth question. Consider the following frequency distribution table which gives the weights of 38 students of a class. See, so this is a table they have given. So weights are from 31 to 35, 9, like this they have given the table. So 31 to 35, 36 to 40, that whatever the class intervals which are given, they are not continuous. So the gap of 1 is there. Now the question is, they want to join 2 more students. Already 38 students are there. They want to join 2 more students. The new students are of the weight 35.5 kg and 40.5 kg. Please wait. Okay. Now we need to include them. 35.5 kg and 40.5. Where you are going to include? See, 35.5. So it was supposed to come in between, but 35, I cannot include 35.5 because between 35 and 36 gap of 1 is there. And even if I want to include 40.5, between 40 and 41, there is gap of 1 is there. Because of which I cannot include 35.5 and 40.5 directly. So for that, what I need to do, see, so to make the changes, what I need to do, I need to make this interval continuous interval. To make this class interval continuous, what should I do? See, I should take the difference between upper limit of the consecutive interval and lower limit of the upper limit of the one of the interval and lower limit of the consecutive interval. We need to take this difference and we need to divide it by 2. See, what you need to do, first step is take the difference of upper limit of the one class interval and lower limit of the next class interval. Take the difference. The difference is 36 minus 35, which is 1. So take the difference of the lower limit of the consecutive class interval and upper limit of the class interval. So this difference is 1. Now divide it by 2. 1 divided by 2, which is 0.5. You need to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit and you should add 0.5 to the upper limit. So our new table will be, see, if I subtract 0.5 from this, it will be 30.5 to, I need to add 0.5 to the upper limit, that is 35.5. So what we did, the gap of 1 was there. So what we need to do, we need to take half of the gap. We need to take half of the gap and you need to subtract half from the lower limit and you need to add half to the upper limit. What you need to do? So take the gap. So how do we get there? 36 minus 35 is 1. So after taking that gap, it may be 2. In case if it is 2, you need to divide it by 2. You will get 1. At that time, you need to subtract 1 from lower limit. You need to add 1 to the upper limit. Here in this case, so half of it is 0.5. You need to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit. You need to add 0.5 to the upper limit. That only I am doing now. Next, 35.5 and 40.5. Then after that, 40.5, 41 minus 0.5 is 40.5 up to 45.5. Next 45.5, 50.5. Then after this, 50.5, I need to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit. You need to add 0.5 to the upper limit, 55.5. Then 55.5, then 60.5, then 60.5, then 65.5, then 65.5, 70.5, then 70.5, 75.5. This will be our new table which is continuous. Then frequency will be, see, I need to accommodate 35.5, 40.5. Where is 35.5? 35.5 here is there and here also you will find 35. So by convention, so you will always not consider the upper limit. You will go to the lower limit, you will consider it there. So 35 point, what is the count? 5 is the count. So one more person added, this will be 6. And no person added between 35 and 30.55, this will be 9, remains as it is. Then 40.5. Where is that 40.5? Where can I include 40.5? I cannot include 40.5 here. By convention, will include here. Will not include it at the upper limit. If it is upper limit, will not include it here. Will include in the consecutive class interval, that is C. What is the count here? 14. So one new person joined, that will become 15. Then will follow as it is. So other frequency will remain the same. 14, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. So if you add, you'll get 40 because 38 was the total students. 2 new students added. We need to accommodate. We have to accommodate them. To accommodate them, we converted this class interval into a continuous class interval. What was the procedure? Take the half of the difference, subtract half from the lower limit, add half to the upper limit, then it will become continuous. So what is the convention? So see, 35.5 which was upper limit we should not include. So go to where the lower limit lies, go there and increase the count by 1. Understood? So this is how you are going to convert the class interval, table of class interval which is not continuous to a table which is not continuous to a table which is continuous. Okay, so please note this down. Then we'll go to exercise 14.1.